Let's test these wireless HDMI transmitters. We're going to see how well they perform, check the latency, test their little infrared extenders, and see if this is a good wireless video solution or not. Let's unbox this. So this appears to be the receiver. Here is the transmitter. We've got two HDMI cables, two USB Type A to Type C cables. We've got infrared transmitters and receiver cables. It looks like we've got a full-size HDMI to micro HDMI adapter. And this is full-size HDMI to mini HDMI. Take a quick closer look at these units. Looks like we've got space for like a battery or something to mount back here. On the bottom of both of them, we've got a place to mount them to like a tripod or whatever. On the side of both of them, we've got a power switch and another button of some variety. On the top, we've got the place for the antennas. And on the sides here, we've got the HDMI ports in the middle, as well as the USB-C ports on the end and the infrared transmitter ports on the top. Notice that the receiver has two HDMI outputs on it, and notice that the transmitter has an HDMI in and an HDMI out. Interesting that it did not come with any printed documentation. There might be something online to look up, but there's no documentation necessarily that comes with the unit. I just plugged them into a power station here quick, and we've got two lights. On the receiver, I've got a blinking light, and now I've got a blinking light on the transmitter as well. Looks like it's just periodic. Pushing this button here, pushing and holding it, doesn't seem to be doing anything. So I guess there's only one thing to do, and that is put the antennas on and give these a try. Okay, just for fun, I've got the receiver right here, hooked up to this monitor, and I'm just going to try something off the cuff here. Let's go down this hall, and right in here, I've got a video surveillance system. So let's just see if it will by chance transmit all the way from here through all those walls and whatnot. We're plugging this into the input here. And we'll go ahead and plug it into this little power station here for a minute. So we've got the lights. Let's just stick these antennae up. Maybe too far away, maybe too many obstructions, who knows. But they say it's plug and play, 300 meters of range, I'm sure that's unobstructed. Well, would you look at that? We've got an image. According to this power station, we're literally only using 3 watts to transmit all that video. That is pretty impressive. Highly, highly efficient. It's barely started running, but it's only ever so tiny bit warm to the touch. So you might not really need instructions because it is literally just plug and play. Okay, let's see if we can check latency. I've got this laptop hooked up to the transmitter, and it's going through the receiver and going to this monitor right next to it. Hopefully you'll be able to see this good. If I bring the mouse up here in the water, move it back and forth, I can detect ever so slight delay, especially if the mouse hasn't been moving for a minute and then you hurry and move it like this. Let's open a window here. That's actually perfect timing for the background to switch. You can see this subtle delay with that. So yeah, that's a little more obvious. So there is a delay. I'm also just testing the sound, and it does transmit sound via the HDMI, which it should, but I'm just testing that with the world's greatest YouTube channel. Then while we're set up in this configuration, let's just test and see if we do get a throughput. So this is the receiver. I'm going to unplug this monitor, and on the transmitter, it's got an HDMI out. So let's plug this monitor into that. Yep, and that should have next to no delay. Yeah, that's instantaneous because we're not transmitting over the wireless signal. But that's pretty cool. So you can still, have your normal setup, so to speak, but you can also basically copy the signal here. And so it'll just do a loop of video through to local devices, and then also transmit wirelessly. Pretty darn cool. Alright, I think I found the limit to how far this can reach, at least inside a space, but going through walls and whatnot. So I've got this transmitter here on my NVR for my security camera system, and we're going to go show you where the receiver is. So down here is my TV, and obviously you can see that the receiver is searching for the transmitter, and the receiver is right down here. It's going all the way from upstairs to downstairs here, through all those walls and elevation change, etc. Obviously, it is out of range for transmission. Okay, next I want to test the infrared transmitting ability. Let me show you where I've got this. So this is upstairs in my office. And we've got the transmitter with the infrared transmitter hooked up to it. So what I've got is this sound bar right here, and it uses the infrared controls. So I'm going to put a second camera trained on this. We're going to go upstairs and see how this infrared transmission works. I've got the remote here, and we've got the second camera trained on the soundbar. Okay, changing the volume up as we speak. Now changing the volume down. Final thoughts on these. They are dead simple, literally plug and play. I love that. I like that you basically get an HDMI splitter included with this kit. The infrared works great, and all things considered, the latency isn't too bad. But I would definitely not use this for live broadcasts. Be sure that whoever is seeing the wireless transmission is not in the same area as something live, or they can detect the small amount of latency. The other thing to bear in mind as well, it does not scale 4K image quality very good at all. I think they make a 4K version. I'd be interested in getting my hands on that to test and compare to this, because this only does full HD. But if you plug a 4K source in, it has a tendency to distort the image just a little bit. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I love hearing from you. Try to read and respond to as many of you as I possibly can. Where do you think something like this would be helpful in your lives? Like, comment, subscribe, share. 100% free things for you to do. It really benefits the channel tremendously. We'll catch y'all next time.